Hi everyone, welcome to UKDiver. My name's Andy, I'm a BSAC advanced diver and open water instructor, and today, at your request, I'm here to discuss with you what I carry in my boat bag / box. Okay, so I've been diving a lot of years now, and on every boat you need your little conveniences, and you will see every diver in the UK, they'll have a little dry bag or something like that, you know, somewhere to put the phone, car keys, a few essentials. So this is just kind of an upgraded version of that, and something that I adopted a few years ago, and I've never really looked back, to be honest with you. So what is this? If you've never seen one of these before, this is what we call a flare box here in the UK, and probably around the world, but I don't know. Let me know what it's called in your area. But it's basically when you buy a flare pack for your boat, it will come in one of these really rather robust boxes that are fully waterproof, and you know, you can chuck it in the sea and it will bob around quite happily for hours until found. So you see them a lot for the new divers out there on the side of ribs on the A-frames. But the problem is some probably agency or somewhere decided recently that they were going to change the shape of them. So all the brackets that were made for them are now too small because they've made the box stumpier and fatter. The older ones were taller and narrower, so these boxes don't fit in the A-frames of most club ribs anymore, which is how I come to have this one, because it was just sat there collecting dust in our boathouse, and I just thought, right, I'm having that, and I've made good use of it. So if you've got an older club rib, chances are next time you buy a flare pack, this box is going to be going spare because it won't fit on. So make your club a bit of a donation, and I'm sure you can have it. So why do I like this? It's because, you know, it's rough and tough, and it's got a bit more space in it. And I used to be exactly the same as the other divers, you know, a little dry bag, phone, car keys, wallet, all that kind of stuff in there. But I wanted to take a few more bits with me, and the dry bag became a bigger dry bag, and it was just getting a bit cumbersome. So I decided it was time to use the box. Now, the great thing about this box, like I say, is it's rough and tumble. If it goes overboard on the rib, it's not going to sink. It floats even when it's pretty full. So it's super safe. It's that safe that normally what happens is when you get on a rib or on a boat, everybody else will dump their little dry bags in this box and put the car keys, the phones and the wallets in here, which doesn't bother me in any way, shape or form, because if you think about it, what that means is everybody's looking after this box, not just me, because if the box goes, everybody's in trouble. So, you know, if you decide to go down this route and you think this is for you, don't be upset if other people decide they want to ask to use your box. You know, welcome them in, because like I say, then everybody's looking after the yellow box. So yeah, it's really good. Label it up. Make sure that if it does get lost, it comes back to you. So I've got my phone number here, but obviously I've put tape over it because there's some weird people out there on the interweb. You know who you are. Now, I'm generally not a difficult person to find. You know what scuba club I'm with, but I draw the line at telephone calls, guys. Sorry, I just don't do it. So make sure you put your phone number all over it. Make sure it can be, you can get it returned to you if it's lost. Now, use your common sense. Don't put the phone number of the phone that you're going to put in here, because if you lose it with the phone, they're going to have your phone, okay? So put somebody else's number on it. So I've got my number on this, and I've also got the wife's number on it as well, just in case. And that includes inside the lid. So in there, more tape. I'm not having you ringing me. So what do I carry in my box? So if we put this over here and tip it over, one thing at a time. Right. First and foremost, we're diving in the UK, so you need a warm hat, okay? One of the first things a few of our club divers said to me when I first went rib diving is, bring everything. Yeah, bring everything for all weathers. And in the UK, it's normally a bit nippy. I mean, even to be fair, in the summer, it might be really, really hot while you're sat there just basking in the sun. But as soon as the boat starts moving along, you know, 30, 40 mile an hour, the wind starts whipping, it can get a bit chilly. So get yourself a nice hat. So I've got a few. This is my favourite. This is called The Bear, and it's by a little one-man band who works near us, a chap called Lounge Hats. So if you do a Google search or a Facebook search, you can find him. And he makes all these by hand, and you can even get bespoke ones. So I had one done in my club's diving colours. That's really nice, and I'll do them any length. So this one's quite long. They call them a slouchy. I just wear it like a tea cozy, and it's pretty unique, and it gets me well known around. So I love The Bear. That one's mine. So warm hat is a definite. Okay, to go with the warm hat, I also carry face masks, well, face shields. And this is not a COVID thing. I was carrying this pre-COVID, so I'm well trendy. But again, just to keep the wind off your face, the chill off your face, really, really good little bit of kit, and you know, fold up to next to nothing. Can be used, you know, if desperate, snot rag, dry rag, all kinds of stuff. So really useful. So definitely one or two of those in there as well. And then I use for gloves, I've got some waterproof G1s. So these are diving gloves, but I also use them on the boat just as sort of, you know, dry gloves. Not dry gloves, but gloves to wear normally. They're normally thick enough to keep the cold off your hands, and the good thing about them is if they get wet, they tend to get warmer rather than colder. So if you've just got like a normal pair of Thinsulate woolly gloves, then you know, you get them wet and basically you just freeze. So these tend to get a bit warmer if they get wet. So if you're helping other divers in the boat, they get a bit damp, you get splashed, not the end of the world. So I carry them with me. So I recommend them, not that expensive, they're okay. All right, next thing. Well, again, on the odd times that we do get it, sunshine. We get sunshine occasionally in the UK, so always a pair of sunnies. Again, just keeps the wind out of your eyes on a windy day, obviously sun out of your eyes on a sunny day. Now I've got these, and I've had these for ages, and they're from a brand called Lomo. I'll just show you the logo. Yeah, so they're from a brand called Lomo, 10 quid. But the good thing about these, floaties and pretty saltwater resistant. There's not too much metal on them. I think the pins might be metal, but even they might not be actually. Oh, they are, yeah. But yeah, I've had these donkey's years. You can see they're a bit scratched and battered, but they're nice and floaty. I think they cost me about 12 quid. So I highly recommend them. They do them in red and green and all kinds of stuff. But check out their website. Again, I will leave a link down below. I highly recommend their very large dry bags as well. We use them for going abroad quite a lot. So sunglasses, protect your eyes from the sun. On a similar vein, and I know it sounds odd, but factor 50 sun cream. I have come back sunburnt in November, okay? And for anybody who's boated before or been skiing, you'll know that UV is, you know, getting sunburnt is not about heat, it's about the amount of sun. So if you're on a really sunny day and the sun's bouncing off the sea as well as coming directly at you, it's really easy to get cooked pretty quick. And my poor nose, bless it, gets sunburnt like that instantly. So December, January, November, the sun cream comes with me all the time. Obviously try and get a sun cream that's reef safe. I believe this one's not got any of the horrible nasty chemicals in that you're not wanting to use, but I wouldn't swear by it, so I will be getting a definite reef safe one, probably for Christmas, something like that, but I'll definitely be getting one for next season. But yeah, factor 50 sun cream, doesn't matter what time of year, take it with you. Okay, right, on to safety. I always carry with me one of these, okay, and it's just a pocket mask, so it's for doing CPR, giving oxygen administration. Your O2 kit should have one of these in anyway, but I sometimes go diving maybe where there's not an O2 kit or on an unfamiliar boat or whatever, and I just like to have my own, basically because the thought of giving mouth to mouth to somebody who has been a bit regurgitaty grosses me out, so that saves me doing that. I replace it every couple of years. I think they're a £5 off Amazon. They're dirt cheap. So yeah, just peace of mind. I've always got it with me. You know, we've done a lot of training, rescue training as part of the BSAC training and the instructor training, so it makes sense for me to have one. So I'd recommend you have one. If I ever do a oxygen administration course, a PRM or anything like this, I will get one of these for each student on the course, because I think they're really, really worthwhile having with you. Hope to God you never have to use it, but if you do, you should have it with you. Okay, so that aside, I always carry my talc for my dry suit, get my dry suit in and off on my box. The box comes everywhere with me, which means the talc comes everywhere with me. So I don't have to struggle getting seals on and all that kind of stuff. And it's probably why I don't get through too many seals, because I talc up quite a lot. Yes, I've got a bit of a fetish for baby powder. Again, I use silicone seals because I can already hear some people going, oh, I shouldn't be using that, it contains perfumes. If you've got latex seals, yeah, you're right, absolutely. Don't use this, use unperfumed stuff because it kills the latex. But quite frankly, if you're losing latex seals, then you need to move into the 21st century a little bit. Silicone's indestructible. You can coat silicone in oil, it's not going to worry it, so this is absolutely fine and much cheaper than the unperfumed version, weirdly. So anyway, that's my talc. A new addition to the box is this little weirdo. So obviously in the times of COVID, spitting in the mask is very, very frowned upon at the moment, so we don't do it. Now you can buy, you know, and I've tried them all, the little bottles of, you know, commercial defog, and some of them work and some of them didn't work for me. And you know, the one thing, they're all pretty universal, is they're quite expensive for what they are. So one of the things that we actually learned to one husky on a recent Scapa trip is what they were using, and that's what I've adopted. So get yourself some baby shampoo, just the Johnson & Johnson no tear stuff, yeah, the usual stuff, and just dilute it. I think it's sort of 25 to 1, 2 to 1. Being told 2 to 1 because my wife looks after this kind of stuff for me. 2 to 1. Give it a mix up. Pour it in neat. Don't rinse it after that. Just go diving with it, and it works an absolute treat and costs you pennies. So that's what I'll be using. That's what we're using in Scapa all week, and literally nobody had a problem. So top tip there. Top tip. Okay, what else have we got? I've got a little box just to put GoPro batteries in, to keep them safe, and it's got a little lens cleaning cloth. Don't worry about it, you don't need to carry that. Pens, a couple of pens, always come in handy. Logbooks, tank cylinders, I don't know, all kinds of stuff. I've always, you know, pen. Have you got a pen? Yeah, I've got a pen, so I've got a couple of pens. Okay, after that, what else do I keep? Oh yeah, this. So, ear spray. So sometimes, I've got really crappy ears, guys, I've got to be honest. Waxy and horrible, and as a kid I always had loads of ear infections, so I'm always really careful with my ears. So this is again, homemade version of commercial sort of ear spray, and it just dries your ears out, and it's basically 50% white vinegar, okay, and 50% isopropyl alcohol. So you can buy that off Amazon, you know, just Google it, put it in Amazon, search for it on Amazon, just go for the 100% stuff, and then I dilute it with 50% acid, 50% alcohol. It smells horrible, but it really does do the trick. After you've done a dive, if you're a little bit like water clogged, then a couple of squirts down the ear, ooh, and you'll dry right up. I'm just going to go fetch that. Oh, come here, you. Yeah, so again, cheap as chips, a bottle of isopropyl alcohol is pennies, and so is the acetic acid. So don't buy commercial stuff. You're just putting money in people's pockets. Make it yourself. Works just as well. It does make you want chips when you've sprayed it though, because it does. It obviously smells like vinegar, so I always want chips afterwards. Okay, so getting down to it now. The other thing I tend to stock up on, and I don't know if you've seen these, so anybody in the UK, if you get a B&M or Home Bargains or places like that, you'll see these, the little hand warmers, and all you do is open it out of the packet, and there's some, it's like a big tea bag, I guess, little pouch, and it just gets hot. They are probably horrific for the environment. It doesn't really say what's in them. I can tell you one thing, there's definitely something, there's iron in it, because it sticks to magnetic octo holders, as I found out last year. I gave one to somebody who was like, where was it? And it was dangling off the magnetic octo holder. So there's definitely some form of metal reaction. So it'll be reacting with the oxygen in the atmosphere, won't it, and creating heat. But they are cracking. Now, yes, the reusable, environmentally friendly option would obviously be a wheat bag, but unfortunately I don't carry a microwave with me to warm said wheat bag up. So if you are in the middle of nowhere and your hands are, or somebody else's hands are freezing to death, crack open a couple of these, 10 minutes later they are toasty as heck, and they're something like 60-70 pence for two. They're really not expensive. So when I say stock up, I really do mean, you know, I carry quite a few, because on a really cold dive, you know, if there's a few of you, because you'll be amazed how many people don't do this. So again, you know, as an instructor and as an advanced diver, it's kind of my responsibility to look after the newbies. So you know, I'll dish a few of these out with a clip round the ear roll and saying, you know, why haven't you brought some warm gloves or something like that? But anyway, that's there. I do carry some of those. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty now then, guys. Plastic fork. Just because you never know when you're going to need a bit of cutlery, do you? So that's, you know, I've had that in there for donkey's years, and that's done, you know, pot noodles, you know, all that kind of stuff. Just handy to have. Quick wash, and you know, it's okay. It's not metal, so it's not going to rust or anything like that. So yeah, just it is what it is. And then after that, guys, I'm afraid I am a bit of a walking pharmacy. Okay, so there is nothing worse than being on a boat and feeling rough as a dog's backside. So I tend to carry antacids, because you just some people get a bit gassy sometimes. Because again, if you're going away on a dive weekend, chances are you've booked yourself into a nice bed and breakfast. So you've got up in the morning, you've chugged a load of orange juice, you had a full cooked breakfast, you go and do a dive, you come up and you feel like your throat's on fire. So, you know, carry some antacids, you know, jobs are good. Basic painkillers, ibuprofen, more ibuprofen, and paracetamol. Okay, so that's it. And again, you'll just be everybody's friend on the dive boat when they've got a headache or they've pulled a muscle or something like that. You know, get some drugs into them. I also carry some of these deflatine things. I think they're another antacid thing, but like heavy duty. So whatever they are, again, more antacids, more paracetamol. I suffer from hay fever, so while I don't hand these out, I obviously carry hay fever relief tablets. More tablets. Like I say, veritable pharmacy, more ibuprofen. And then the only other thing I carry is these, and it's spare contact lenses. And they're for me, obviously. And again, I can hear, you know, oh, I shouldn't be diving with contact lenses. I do dive with contact lenses, and I know the arguments about not diving with contact lenses. Oh, well, what if your mask floods and they wash out? Well, I can't remember what it is, short sighted, long sighted. I can see things perfectly well close up to me. Like you on the camera now, I can see perfectly well without lenses on. I can't see stuff in the distance. Now, if the worst was to happen and my mask was to flood and my lenses were to wash out, I can see my computer, I can see my SPG, I can see everything I need to get to the surface. All right, I can't see my buddy 40 meters over there. He should be 40 meters over there, and quite frankly, it's irrelevant what's going on 40 meters over there, because at that point, dive's over, I need to get safely to the surface, and I can do all that. If your eyesight is the other way round, I see an argument. If you can't see your computer and you can't see your SPG, then yes, you need to have a mask with some lenses put in that corrects your vision. So even if it does flood, you clear it in the normal way and it should be fine. So that's my take on it. You might disagree, that's your right, but there we are. So that's it, guys. After that, just crap and fresh air, I'm afraid. So that's what I carry in my dive box and the reasons why I carry it. Leave any comments down below. Is there anything I'm missing that you would carry, or is there anything you think I'm carrying that's a waste of time? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on it. Other than that, guys, I'm going to call it a night. You dive safe, and I'll see you on the next one.